Hello everyone and welcome. Well, it's winter again and that means longer nights and darker nights. So in this video, we're going to do another twofer. That means you get two product reviews in one video. Today we're going to be looking at two different lights to help you take care of two different things. First, we're going to be looking at a 5-panel solar-powered security light, and then we're going to look at this rechargeable 8,000 lumens work light that is also a power bank. These lights are very affordable and convenient to have on hand, plus they also make great gifts for the holidays. They're versatile enough to be great for just about anyone on your shopping list, so whether you want to get these for yourself or for someone else, stick around as we get into this video. Alright guys, let's get into the video and take a look at the lights that I found for you guys. First, we're going to start off with this solar-powered security light. But before we get too far into the video, do me a big favor and hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. That way you get notified every time I do another product review video, DIY project, or a sale at a big box store video where I can find more ways to save you guys more money. Anyway, so this is the 5-panel solar security light from Onfuro, available on Amazon, link in description below. At the time of making this video, this light retails for $31.99. So what do you get when you unbox this guy? Well, you get the light itself, get the owner's manual, tells you everything about the light, how to set it up, all that kind of good stuff. You get some mounting hardware, and you get a remote control to be able to make changes to this light without having to take it down every time. Now this light is IP65 all weatherproof, so that means it'll hold up to sleet, snow, rain, heat, dust storms, anything you throw at it, it'll be just fine outdoors. This light is solar powered. It has a solar panel right here on the back, so that means no wiring required. You can mount it anywhere you want as long as it's exposed to sunlight throughout the day. This guy is powered up by a 2000 milliamp 18650 lithium ion rechargeable batteries. It has 5 adjustable heads or light panels that can put out up to 3000 lumens of light when fully charged up. And these lights all rotate independently, and I'll show you that in just a moment. Each one of these lights can be rotated in such a way to give you optimal coverage for whatever your situation may be. In fact, they can be situated in a way to give you 360-degree coverage, as I'll show you in a little bit, so you can cover an entire area with this one light. This light has 2 motion sensors that you can see right here on the front to give you up to 180 degrees of motion sensing, as opposed to most common lights only have 1 sensor and can only give you up to a maximum of 120 degrees of sensing. This light has the remote control, like I pointed out a moment ago, which means that you can make changes with the light without having to take it down every time, and you can be up to 26 feet away from the light and have the remote still work. This light has 3 different lighting modes to choose from. It has the PIR mode, where the light is off until motion is detected, then it lights up at 100% brightness until motion is stopped, and then when there's no more motion, it turns off and it stays off until more motion is detected again. It has the PR dim mode, where the light is off when there's no motion detected. Then it goes to 100% brightness when it senses motion. And then when there's no more motion detected, it'll go to 10% light mode for 20 seconds and then shut off completely until the next time that it senses motion. And then there's the third mode, the always on dim mode, where the light stays on all night long at 30% brightness as long as it has power in the batteries. So this light is great to light up any area that you need without having the hassle of wiring. Mounted on the pole, on a fence, a wall, a tree, anywhere you need, as long as it can get sunlight throughout the day, it can be placed anywhere you want since no wiring is required. It can also be mounted to give you lighting up to 300 degrees of coverage all the way around, and it can also be mounted on a corner to give you coverage on 2 different areas because the lights can be made to go around the corner, unlike a lot of different lights out there. So we're going to set this guy up in a moment and see what kind of lighting it produces, and let's move on from here. Alright guys, so before we go on to setting this guy up and seeing the light that it produces, let me give you a little closer look at the light itself. As you can see right there, it has 5 panels or 5 heads to it that you can move in any direction that you want. And each one of them will rotate individually. You see how it has rotating axis right there. And here you have the solar panel on top, which you can also rotate up and down and side to side, so you can angle it towards the best optimal solar exposure throughout the day. Now, putting this guy aside, the lights, like I said, you can rotate them as you can see, each light will rotate individually, and that's what I said earlier, where you can set up the light to give you up to 360 degrees coverage, because you can see that you can have the lights going all the way around, which is different than most other lighting. So you can have it light to the front, to the sides, to the back, everywhere with this one single light. So if you were to mount it on a pole somewhere, just mount it right there in the middle, mount it on the pole somewhere, you can light up an entire area because you're getting coverage all the way around. Another thing you can do is if you want coverage on one specific area or around the corner, you can have it light that way and this way, and that way you're lighting up around the corner. Since you can see these are over here and this one is over there. The solar panel kind of covers this, so I can't show you from the top very well, but you get the general idea. These lights can also be set up individually of each other, where you can set it up if you want to have some lighting down towards the bottom. Let's say you're having this point somewhere, have these point down and have these point away, so you get coverage right in front of you, down below you, and to the sides from this one light. So it gives you a lot of different exposure in a lot of different direction. You can point it upward if you want as well, but then again, I don't see much need for that. You're mostly going to want to point it down or straight ahead. So it gives you a lot of rotation, and these lights over here can also be mounted in a lot of different ways. So the pivoting and rotating of each of the light gives you a lot of flexibility to point it in just about any direction that you want. So let's take a look at the lighting and move on from there. Alright guys, here we are in my garage, and I set up the light so we can get a nice closer look at it under controlled situations in here, where if I have it mounted up on site, you can't get really close and see anything on it. So here you can see up close how this guy would look when it's mounted up. You see the 5 heads right there, and I already showed you how you can rotate them. You see the 2 sensors there at the front, and the solar panel up above. Everything is adjustable and rotatable to whatever angles you need for optimal coverage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the lights, and I'm going to give you an idea of basically what the lighting modes look like on this, where we'll look at the 100% mode, the 30% mode, and the 10% mode, and that'll give you some idea of what the lighting looks like when it's turned on or off or whatever the case may be. So let me turn off the lights and we'll go from there. All right, here we are, guys. I have all the lights turned off, and I'm going to turn on the light right now. And there you go. That is 100% lighting. And let's switch over to mode number 1. And that way you see 100% the amount of lighting that it gives you. And it lights up the room pretty good. You can see good lighting there. You can see everything that's going on very conveniently. Lights up all the way to the door over there. It gives you good spread of lighting. And like I said before, the heads are adjustable, so you can angle them anywhere you like. So good coverage, considering it's just pointing down. And right now we have it on mode number 1, where basically on mode number 1, it's 100% when it senses motion. Then after a few seconds of no activity, it'll turn itself off completely until it senses motion again. It is an on-off cycle with motion activating it. So this is mode number 1. I'll just stand here for just a few seconds and let it turn itself off. There you go. It goes off completely. Now if I move, bam, it goes right back on. Now let's try mode number 2. There you go. That's number 2. And that's 10% lighting. That is very, very weak unless I move. Then it goes to 100%. And then I'll just stand back over here and not move. And then it should go back to the 10% again. And we'll see how it does that. But it should cycle through it after a few seconds of no activity. So this is your 100% mode right there. And there you go. And then it goes down to 10% mode. And then after a few seconds of no activity, it should turn itself off completely. So it goes through a step down cycle where it goes 100, 10%, and then it should turn itself off completely until it senses activity again, and then it'll go back to 100%. And there you go. It went off completely. Now let's go to mode number 3. And there you go. That is mode number 3. That is the 30% lighting. And that one is on all the time. You see, I can move whatever I want, and it doesn't get any brighter. It stays at 30%, which is enough to be able to walk around and see stuff. It's not as bright, but if you want to have some lighting so you can walk around and see what you're doing and not worry about it blinding you or anything like that, you just want lighting so you can see what's going on, 30% is not too bad. That's pretty decent. You can walk around and see stuff and make sure not to trip, fall over, etc. So it's good for entryways or this, that, and the other things like that, gazebos, porches, all that kind of stuff. Pretty good right there. So that gives you an idea of the 3 different modes that are available with this light. Alright guys, so moving right along, we already saw a security light. If you're more interested in the work light, then I got this guy for you right here. This is the 8000 lumens rechargeable LED work light from Hookalite, available on their website, link in description below. At the time of making this video, this light retails for $69.99. And this is pretty much the strongest LED work light that I've tested so far. So what do you get when you unbox this guy? Well, you get the light itself, you get a detachable rotating base, you get the owner's manual that tells you everything about the light, how to power it up, take care of it, all that stuff, and you get a USB cable to be able to charge this guy up. Now this guy can put out 8,000 lumens of maximum power, and is powered up by a 4400 milliamp hour lithium-ion rechargeable battery that also works as a power bank to power up your peripherals. Now the dimensions on this guy, if you look at it folded like this, you're looking at 4 inches by 8 inches by 2.5 inches in thickness. Now if you open it up and attach the base to it, then the lights do come forward, because you see you have lights on the back. You have these guys, you rotate them forward, and then you attach the base to it, which I'll show you in a moment. Then you're looking at about 9.6 inches by 10 inches by only 1 inch in thickness. And the runtime on this guy, it depends exactly how you're using it. It has many different ways of powering it up. But if you're using the main cob right here on high, you're looking at 4,800 lumens. That'll run anywhere from 6 to 8 hours. If you're looking at the main cob on low, that'll be 2,400 lumens. That'll run anywhere from 10 to 12 hours. If you're looking at only one of the side panels on, that's 2,600 lumens. That'll run 14 to 16 hours. If you have 2 of the side panels on, that's 5,200 lumens combined. That'll run from 5 to 8 hours. Now, if you have the main plus the side, so all 3 lights turned on, that's your 8,000 lumens complete power right there. That'll run from 3 to 5 hours. And as you saw before, this has rotating panels to it that can give you lighting up to 360 degrees all the way around it, because you can aim them any direction you want. That's all the way forward, or you can angle them to the sides just like that, or you can turn them all the way back so you have panels facing forward or backwards, either way, so you get lighting all the way around depending on what it is that's best for you on whatever you're working on. Now this guy has a detachable rotating base. You can use it with or without it. If you attach it, then you can have it stay on there or not, depending on what's convenient for you. But this base also does come with some pretty strong magnets. As you can see right there, they attach pretty darn strong, and you got to slip them off because they're too strong. But if you're using both of them, that'll really hold the light very well in place. So it has 4 magnets to give you good attachment wherever you put it on any kind of metal surface. Now this guy also has a tripod mount, so if you want to use it with a tripod, you can do that as well. And it doesn't matter if you have the base on or not, because the base is hollow, so you can use the tripod or the magnets, whatever is most convenient for you. Now this unit also says on their website that it is water and impact resistant, but there is no IP rating stated on the website, and it doesn't say how far you can drop it. So I would say it means just you can drop it a little bit and you can get it a little damp, but I wouldn't go too far. It's not one of those things that you can dump in a bucket and pull it back out. I wouldn't go that far. And like I said before, this guy is a power bank. If you pull it open, you get these guys opened up. You can see back here that you have the same place that you use for charging it up. You can also hook up an external connector on there and power up things outside of it, because it does work as a power bank. And it has some nice little indicators right there as far as the power level that you have. Now, let me show you right here real quick, and we're going to look at it in a darkened room. You can see what I mean about rotating through the panels. You start off right there. That is your main panel on high, on low, 1 panel, 2 panel, all 3, and then off. So that gives you the cycling motion of how all these lights go on. You can select which one works best for you. So this light is really great as a camping lantern or as a work light for use in large areas where you need a lot of light. It can also be used in small areas, since you can change the amount of lighting to make it adjustable for whatever works best for you. Aside from that, it can give you extra power for your phone, tablets, or cameras when you're on the go and you need some extra power from a power bank. So let's test this guy out and see how it performs. Alright guys, so before we move on, I decided to attach the base to be able to show you all the different ways that you can use this guy with the base attached. As you see, it is pointing up right now, but you can rotate it to have it standing up. You can have it facing down. So in other words, if you have it attached somewhere on a metal surface like a wall or something, you can angle it anywhere you like. And this guy does rotate, so you can rotate it any direction that you like, whatever is convenient for you. So rotate the light, turn it, pitch it, do whatever you want. Any direction that you want, it'll rotate around 360 degrees very easily, and you can adjust it to whatever height or angle is convenient for you. So there you go. That's how that guy works with the base being attached. And like I said previously, the tripod mount does stick out right there in the middle, even if you have the base attached or not, and it doesn't affect it at all because the rotate of the base is completely independent of the tripod. And there you see the 4 magnets. So there you have it. And there you can see the light right there, guys, and I'm going to turn it on in a moment to show you how strong this light is. But you can see right there that I have it attached to the metal surface on my fluorescent lights. And it's standing up there all by itself on just 2 magnets. So that shows you how strong those little magnets really are. Just 2 magnets is holding up that light all by itself. The bottom ones are not doing anything. So that's some pretty strong magnets right there. Hold up the light no matter where you put it. If you're using all 4, you have an even better grip, but I can't do it because the light bulb is in the way. So let's turn this guy on and see how it looks. Alright guys, so I'm sure most of you are probably wondering, how strong is this light anyway? How strong is 8,000 lumens? Well, there you have the light up there. That is the only light source that we have in this room right now. And you can see that it's lighting up the room pretty darn well. And that's focusing downward from an upward location. So it lights up the room very well. You could work in here if you needed to. If you were in a pitch black location, you had lights out or something, all your power was down, you could use this as a work light, or you could use this as a light for emergency use, for camping, whatever the case may be. So there you go. It works very nicely. 8,000 lumens, that is a good strong light. Let me move further away over here to show you exactly from this location how that looks. You can see it's totally dark behind it. But in front of it, it lights up everything very, very well. And it gives you good coverage. You can see everything that's going on. Like I said, you see that door right there. And that's about 20 feet away from where that light is mounted right up there. So that's a pretty decent coverage right there from an 8,000 lumens rechargeable work light. Now, what about what I said previously about getting 360 degrees of light coverage? Well, there you have it. I have it facing forward and I have it facing backwards. So you have lighting pretty much all the way around. You see that I have the lights facing forward and backwards. So no matter where you go, it lights up an entire room for you without any trouble. Obviously, the lighting is going to be diffused because you're splitting the power in 2, but you're still getting pretty good light coverage everywhere so you can see what you're doing. Again, if you're camping or something like that, or you have lights out because you have no power, then you can cover an entire area, an entire room, without any trouble whatsoever, because you get full coverage of lighting forward and backwards. And you can angle it any way to the sides as well if it's more convenient for you. So there you go, 360 degrees of coverage from this work light. Alright guys, there you have it, a review and demonstration of 2 really great lights to light up your night and your work area. I think both these lights are really great for what they do. A 3,000 lumen security light with 5 adjustable heads to keep your property safe at night, plus an 8,000 lumens work light to help you light up your work area and provide extra power for you as a battery bank. 2 really great lights that can be very useful for you or to give to someone else as a gift during the holidays. Check out the links below for all the details. Questions, comments, put them down below. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye for now.